I already talked about Ayame. He's just sexy and crazy and has sex with boys.
Mr. Popo.
It's so much.
Piccolo, his only job in Dragon Ball Z is to tell Gohan what to do. Gives Gohan stage directions. Go, Gohan, stay, Gohan. Go, stay, good boy, Gohan. Nice, Gohan.
Dodge!
Yamcha is like, he's just like the highest character I have, and he's just like a higher voice, and he's kind of like surfer a little bit and stupid. And he of all the characters, I actually like playing on Dragon Ball because he's super easy and there's nothing difficult about it at all. And his fight scenes don't last very long because he always gets and yeah, he was always awesome. And then I was so sad though. It was like, I mean, I don't know. I've never dealt with, you know, having a hand through my heart and then dying and then being brought back to life. But I would certainly not become as much of a puss as he was at the end of Dragon Ball. It just seemed like, I said this earlier, it seemed like at the end of Dragon Ball he was just waiting for Goku to die so maybe that Chi-Chi might get with him out of some sort of sympathy. No, Goku's gone on, I've just been kind of standing here. Is your house cat friendly? Alright, sorry. Any other? Purunga is basically like just Shenron. It's like my voice just pitched down super low and then said really slowly because for whatever reason the dragons in Dragon Ball, they just said, screw it, we're not even going to animate to their flaps. They said, your wish has been granted. And we had no choice because otherwise you just go, your wish has. And that's all we ended up with. And then it was pitched down, and then do you know how you can tell the difference between like how powerful a dragon is in Dragon Ball? Like, do you know how to tell how strong they are?
How big they are?
The size of their balls. It's true. And on Namek,
They're big.
Purunga, they were really huge, and they dropped at the end of the episode. What? And you get more wishes. You get more things accomplished. So am I forgetting another voice?
Mr. Popo! Mr. Popo!
Mr. Popo. For a long time I played Mr. Popo. There was a time where Chris Kaysen, who was here, and I pointed in the general direction he was standing about 30 minutes ago, he played Mr. Popo, and then he had to leave to go on a tour, some stage tour, and we were left hanging, and I was like, I'll give it a try. So I did, and then I ended up being Mr. Popo for a while, actually for a long time. And then once Dragon Ball Z Kai came along, I gave Mr. Popo back to Chris Kaysen, who did it to start with. I felt it was only fair. And I love Chris's Mr. Popo. It's always been an impression of his anyway, so. Let's see.
There's Kami, he's really old. And he and Mr. Popo hang out and rub sacred ointment on each other. Go get the sacred ointment, Mr. Popo. No, the black water mist.
Gosh, I'm so going blank as to what even happened in that series. Let's see. All I know is like my friend John Bergmeyer, who plays Tien Shinhan, we have a competition every time we're working on a game or something. We love to joke about how dorky the two of them are, really, and they're the only of all the Dragon Ball Z people, Tien and Yamcha are kind of the only ones that are sort of on the same low level. Really, they don't have that much going for them. Everyone else is way stronger. So we always joke about like how lame they truly are, but they think they're super awesome. But the only people they talk crap to are each other. So like, hey Tien, your skills are pretty weak. And then John will be like, yeah, Yamcha, you said it. That's not true. And it's really bad. But John Bergmeyer played Tien Shinhan and other things. He was also the writer for Dragon Ball Z. He always jokes about the first line he ever had, which was in the Garlic Jr. saga. It was the very first thing you hear in the Garlic Jr. saga. It's like this dude dying and he goes, we didn't do anything. Anyway, I don't know why I had to share that. Okay.
It's over 9,000.
It's over 9,000! Alright,
Oh, no. I missed it.
I know. Kikucho is kind of like, how do you even describe where he is? Kikucho's like way up here. all the time, and everything he did was yelling all the time. And it was a hard role to play because he was you had to yell through so that I don't know if any of you guys saw that show. He had a big old mask on. He was a kind of robotic kind of character, and it was hard. But the only other hard role I had that was similar to that was Mike McFarlane cast me as Trace on Trinity Blood. Did you guys see that show? Anyway, and that show was really hard because Mike always wanted me to. He had a very specific way he wanted Trace to sound, and like everything he said had to come out on the same note except for the last note. So every line, so I had to really try hard not to inflect lines. So when I would have a line, it would have to stay here until I was at the very end of it. It brought me back to like Catholic Mass when I was a kid or whatever. Anything else? What? Oh, Grandpa Rome. I actually sometimes forget even what his speaking voice sounds like because I only had really one good episode with him. But then we got to sing that awesome song like, "Listen as I tell you what helps you be," which was so awesome. What a great way to like have a role like that and just sing something and then leave and you never hear from him again. But I still get some love for it. I'm actually kind of glad that I don't have one of the really main roles in Italia because Italian fans are some creepy people. So, you've seen them. There's plenty of you in here. You're creepy people. All of you. I don't trust any of you. Actually, they're awesome, but boy, they're intense though. Like, and they're really random people. Like, and I hate to like just to segregate you into this group of people, but you know who you are. They give you the weirdest things. Like, I was sitting next to Patrick Seitz. He plays Germany, and these girls that I mean are hardly. I don't even think they were old enough to have hit puberty yet. Walk up to him with two Barbie dolls, like kind of stitched together and duct taped together with their tops off that said Patrick written across their boobs. It's like, God, that is crazy. I'm glad I don't get that. I usually get Dragon Ball Z people are way cooler. I'm sorry. Mostly because you just don't know who it's going to be, because it can really be anybody. It can be like anyone. In fact, one of the most surprising Dragon Ball Z fans I've ever met was Travis Willingham. Did you guys know that he was a massive Dragon Ball Z fan? At the football program at TCU or something like that, he said all of them would like, in the locker room, would watch that show and totally gay out to it or something. I don't know. They loved it. Like, and Travis held this for me for a really long time, and then finally was like, "Chris, I just have to admit to you, man, I know I've never said it, but I really love Dragon Ball Z." It was funny. All right, yes.
What's your favorite scene from Dragon Ball Z? Can you do one?
What's my favorite scene?
Dragon Ball Z, can you do one? Do one voice that you like doing the most?
Well, the voice I've always liked doing the most is Vegeta's voice, and he's awesome. And my favorite line of Vegeta's is, "Servant woman, grab me a drying cloth at once!" and pink, how bizarre! Let's see, and my favorite line from Yamcha, and I'll take full credit if you guys hate me for it, it was a line that we seriously just made up on the fly, because we couldn't figure out what to put there. It's like, "Cats love food, yeah. That was my fault. My least favorite line of all time, and I knew it as I was doing it, and you have every right to make fun of it because it was really stupid, is when Piccolo arrives back on Earth, and he's like, "I can do this. I feel great. Yes. Yeah. Because we didn't know what to do. His mouth was like moving like Shenron or something. It was really slow. In retrospect, I wish I'd just not said anything at all. Just left it behind. It was really, really embarrassing. Yes.
So this is a rumor I've like heard on the internet. Is it true that like a voice actor actually passed out while he was powering up, like in the studio?
There have been a few voice actors that have sort of passed out while they're in there. I think Eric Vale has passed out once in there before. Sean Schimmel, no, he's just made people pass out. That's the worst thing about being a voice actor, and I'm sorry, I just got out of a really, like a 21 and up panel, so excuse me if I've said anything incredibly too rude. But the worst thing about being a voice actor is if you toot in the booth, you have to stay there, and you're stuck with it. But the worst thing is, like, if you do, it's like right after lunch, and you happen to do that, and you think you're gonna be stuck with it, and then someone has to like come in to do a tour, or like the engineer wants to come mess with the microphone. You're like, no, you can stay there. Sorry. Again, I just got out of a panty and stocking panel, and it's all a bunch of poop jokes. Yes. No. Well, I'm just kidding. Of course, we'll. Yes.
If you had to be the minion of any Dragon Ball Z villain, what would it be?
If I had to be the minion of any Dragon Ball Z villain, who would it be? I would be Garlic Jr.'s minion, only because I would easily be the smartest of all of them. God, they were so stupid. And I love Chuck Huber. Chuck Huber is one of my favorite. Or if I could be Hercule's minion, I would be Hercule is I think, the most rounded character in all of Dragon Ball Z. If you think about it, he's a really nice, rounded story, a character arc. He starts off like really egotistical. He's like, I'm the coolest guy ever, like shows him tricks and whatnot. And then by the end of the series, he realizes that these dudes are really strong, and he gets to still help in his own special way. And I thought it was rad. Anyway, plus I love Chris Rager too. Have you guys met him yet? Have you been on a convention with him? Super freaking funny guy. Yes.
I heard that if you become a voice actor, it's kind of hard to make a living. Did you have to do like any extra jobs when you were just starting?
Well, I was one of the lucky ones. I'm one of the few people that can make a living, but only because I've diversified myself so that I'm doing lots of other things. Like it's very difficult for any person who's not living in California and his name rhymes with Molin Morth. To make a really good living just doing voice work. I actually do a lot of commercial voice work, which helps supplement that too. But a lot of the